We are back on Get Up, and so usually I put together these lists, top fives, this, that, or the others, and everyone spends the rest of the day yelling at me. And I just wasn't in the mood for that today, so I stuck Monica with this job. So just get ready for everyone to listen to be yelling at you for the rest of the day. Here's the list. With Luka Doncic getting traded, I said if you were starting a roster right now and you had every human being on planet Earth to choose from, wouldn't he be in the top five? So, our fundamentalist, who are the top 5 players we would start a franchise with?
I spent a lot of time on this yesterday. All right, so speaking of Luka, let's go to my 5th. It is, in fact, Luka Doncic. And let me just say, for my 5th spot, I really went between Luka and Anthony Edwards. And I am partial to the two-way of it all, but I do think what Luka has is very similar to another guy on my list. I mean, he's one of 3 guys in the league that can give you 27 and 7, and that's at the minimum numbers just to join that group of 3 in the class. All right, so I'm going Luka Doncic, definitely a guy that I think you can build an organization around. The Lakers got their guy moving forward.
Who's 4?
All right, 4. Who is 4?
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum is 4 for my list. And listen, talk about durability. He's a champion, multi-time All-Star, All-NBA, two-way guy. I think durability gets overlooked in these conversations sometimes, and that is hugely important to me in terms of what Jason Tatum. I love the article that Dave McNutt's wrote, I guess it's about 2 weeks now, talking about his draft class and some of the feedback when he was coming into the league. Jason Tatum, cornerstone.
Remember, they traded back and got Jason Tatum.
It was such a great article. I mean, McNutt does great work anyway, but that article really...
Number 3.
Wemby.
I was expecting him to be 1.
So there's still more to see. And yell at me, whatever, we can have this conversation. But 5x5 games, the records he's already set, his ability to impact the game both defensively and offensively, shooting the 3, I'm okay with how much he shoots the 3. I do think the next step in his game is going to be more of a presence in the paint in terms of finding force as an NBA player. But I mean, you gotta have this.
The question is durability, because sometimes the really tall guys have issues with that.
The feet,
lower body.
He's done a great job taking care of himself. All right, up next though, come on, man. I mean, you could argue that this guy should be have another MVP.
Right.
He's done it multiple times in this league. I think he has to be on this list because his game is timeless. It's going to age well. We just had a conversation potentially about feet and all that stuff. If he can stay healthy, it's not about jumping, it's not about running fast. It is about a command of the game and dictating pace in a way that no one can disrupt. It's so difficult to disrupt him. And again, in that group of 3 guys.
I agree, he's going to age well because, and I mean this with all due respect, he's the least athletic all-time great I've ever seen.
I mean, and it's such a compliment in this instance.
In his case,
worked.
It is remarkable. So, okay, hold on. So Wemby's not 1, Jokic is not 1. Number 1 is?
Let the yelling begin. Give me Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Bam! I'm into it. Two-way. I am obsessed with what he said the other day after that near 60-point performance about wanting to get better and about chasing the process and about continuing to meet the level in his mind. To me, he is a guy that still has ceiling, a tremendous leader, a tremendous teammate. And not that all of these guys aren't, but as I watch him continue to evolve, he's sort of that NBA prototype that I believe it might be a little bit easier. I won't say easier, that's not fair, but building around to me, because he can do so many things so well, you're less worried about having to compensate for maybe some of the things that he does not do well. I'm into SGA, his focus, his intensity. He's obviously leading the way with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And they've been spectacular. That's a great list. So we go Luka, Tatum, Wemby, Jokic, Shai, and you said you really struggled not having Anthony Edwards on the list. Wendy with us this morning from LA. Quick reaction, Wendy.
I'm surprised she doesn't have Giannis on the list. I would have Wembanyama 1, but what I like about this list so much, Monica, on the headache rankings, Shai's all business. Luka is, Wembanyama is all business. Jokic, all business. Tatum, all business. These guys are not going to give you headaches. That is a guy I want to start a team with. Focused, durable, no headaches. Love that. I love the top 4 on that list on the all no headache team.
Very well done. Okay, I wanted to bring Lewis and Dan in on this quickly because I have a question for each of you guys.
Okay.
Look, this is a trade. This is a trade that extends the Luka AD trade. It extends well beyond just how it impacts these teams on the floor, right? This is the kind of thing that it just stopped. I can't even fathom what it would have been like to have been Shams in that moment and hit send on that post and been like, I'm about to blow the world up right now. And that's kind of what it did. From a front office perspective, Nico Harrison makes a deal that he will be remembered for forever.
Sure.
And it could go either way. But having been in front offices and stuff, like the courage that it takes to look at a guy and say, there's stuff going on here the world doesn't know. They're all going to tell me I'm crazy, but I know I'm doing the right thing here.
Yeah, and just think about how he knew what was coming down the road. He knew the kind of scrutiny he was going to get. He knew the kind of blowback he would get from the fan base, by people in the NBA, whether it be other front office executives, of their players, and that's why he kept it so silent. But he was so convicted that he still went through with it. And he had the trust, obviously, of Rob Pelinka to go ahead and pull this off. And I think Wendy put it best. He said, look, I think when this happened, Wendy said that a star player had texted him and said, just think about how much the Dallas Mavericks must hate Luka in order to do this. And that's the thing. See, the team that's sending a player off always has an infinite amount more of information about that player than the Inquirer team does, no matter how many contexts you think you have. And when someone does that, and when someone's willing to ship a player like that, if you're Rob Pelinka, I don't care how tight you were with him via Kobe Bryant, you better sit there and go, what does he know that I don't know? And what am I getting into?
Luka will be 26. He's not even 26 years old. Dan, again, this extends beyond everything. Quick reaction.
My NFL comparison that was going through my mind yesterday was the Bills trading Josh Allen for Dak Prescott. Like, hey, you're really good. Now off the field, off the court, probably different conversations, but you're really good. You'll never get it done for us. And then Dak Prescott, really good, has reached really high levels, and Dallas is like, all right, we want a better player type of thing. That was my NFL comparison. I think it's wild to give up on talent. I think we have so many examples of all-time great talents figuring it out maybe a little bit longer than people want. I think it's insane what Dallas did.
Wendy, 15 seconds for a final word.
It's been fascinating over the last 12 hours to watch all the NBA players' reactions last night across the league to this. None of them can understand it. All of them were surprised. The reactions to this is still amazing. Keep an eye as the days go on here, too.
Lakers play tonight and the Mavericks play tonight, so we should hear from everybody involved. Meanwhile,
how's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.